Like our ambassadors, the diaspora, travel agents help put heads in Caribbean beds. But to sell the region, they've got to know the region. Therefore, the CTO, in an attempt to maximize their expertise, hosts regular training sessions for the agents. This is why, during Caribbean Week in Toronto, we are at the Sutton Place Hotel for a lively trade show organized specifically for the agents. There, they become better acquainted with the Caribbean and why, among the myriad other attributes, the warmth of the region is a better alternative to the cold outside the Sutton Place.
We've got some great deals to the hot, sunny south this winter, and lots of frequency down there.
We want to sell the Caribbean, you know, the trips. It's becoming very popular in Canada. Yeah, and it's not that expensive. It's quite affordable.
Learning about all the different islands other than the conventional ones that you normally hear about, like Jamaica, Dominican Republic, and a lot of great things that we can see from some of these islands, and definitely want to make some of these recommendations for some of my clients. It's going to be great.
We all have a common interest in the Caribbean. It's, you know, the bulk of our winter market, and, you know, we're all here talking about the possibilities of marketing this winter and where we can increase business.
We are here for the travel agents, and we want to get the word out there that we are one airline, two brands. So Air Jamaica and Caribbean Airlines, the names are still there, and Air Jamaica is still alive and still around, and we want everybody to know that the service has been improved. We still have an on-time performance, and we look forward to welcoming everyone on board.
Of course, the representatives of the Caribbean countries present are delighted with the interaction.
The interest in Bermuda continues to grow out of Toronto, and being here and seeing all the agents that want to sell the properties and the island is fantastic.
I think the atmosphere is fantastic. Glad to be here with all the other islands, and being exposed to the travel agency, the tour operators, gives the destination, not only Trinidad and Tobago, but the destination as the Caribbean, good exposure, letting them know what is happening on the islands, what is there to offer, how to get their packages, etc. So it's a good platform for us.
The USVI Tourist Board, for example, is thrilled that this year, with its opening of holiday deals to Canada.
We're super excited to be here. We're promoting, of course, the U.S. Virgin Islands, but what's really exciting with us this year is that we have direct lift with Air Canada Vacations for the first time ever, so we're really excited about it. The first flight departs December 24th, so we still have a couple more weeks before our first lift, so lots of time to book on it, and it goes all the way till April the 7th. Air Canada will be flying into St. Thomas, but offering hotels and accommodation both in St. Thomas and St. John. So 8 beautiful hotels in St. Thomas and 2 in St. John. So clients seem to be really enthusiastic about knowing more about the product, and it's something that they haven't sold a lot of in the past because they haven't had the direct lift and therefore haven't concentrated too much on the product. So they're very thirsty for the knowledge, and we're happy to give it to them.
The trade show also features a rousing and educational speech by Dr. Kostowski on the concept of promoting the cultural diversity and desirability of a Caribbean holiday to the Canadian consumer.
Aren't you glad you get to sell the Caribbean? Do you realize that it is a privilege that in the Caribbean you get to tell people there's something that will fit you there? Languages are different. The Dutch, the French. Do you know that you can go on an island in the Caribbean and experience France on an island? Dominica, the mountain of the 3 peaks. St. Lucia, the Pitons. San Juan, the great fortresses. All of these are now UNESCO World Heritage Sites. In Curacao, that wonderful Dutch architecture. St. Kitts, have any of you been on top of Brimstone Hill? It is unbelievable and must be preserved. And Belize, the longest reef in all of the Caribbean. How about food? Is there any diversification there? Quit looking at your plate. I told you 7 o'clock. Be patient. Here's some samples. How about ahi in Jamaica? Coconut chips, quick orange bread, avocado soup. We're trying to work up your appetite.
While the travel agents have their work cut out in trying to uphold the Caribbean as a tourist destination for Canadians, the media are still highly responsible for revealing the Caribbean luster and propelling it into the mindscape of potential visitors. Another compelling feature of Caribbean Week in Toronto, therefore, is the media marketplace. It's there that local media are given an opportunity to interact with representatives from the CTO and its member countries, also with tour operators, promoters, hoteliers, and other exhibitors from across the region.
We've been very busy. Cuba has been for many years one of the three main destinations for Canadian market. And our first market in Cuba is Canada. So journalists, travel agents, they love Cuba. First of all, I think because it's so cold here in Canada, they like the beach. But also I think what makes Cuba unique is the people. We are very friendly. Cuba is very safe. And also it's not that the flight from Canada is 3 hours and a half. So, and also it's affordable for everyone.
You get all of your A-list, your B-list, your C-list media, everyone who cares about travel and cares about the Caribbean. It's a great networking session and an opportunity for the Caribbean to get tremendous exposure. People are doing interviews all around the room, taking photographs. Brilliant initiative.
The vibrant atmosphere of Media Marketplace is symbolic not only of the high interest in the Caribbean, but of the pulsating vibe of the region itself, a vibe that resonates even from places as far as Toronto, Canada.
Every year when I come here, it's just the ambience and the vibes, the positive vibes. It's amazing. And this is just a taste of the Caribbean itself, because when you leave here and you go into the Caribbean, I mean, the sunshine, the warmth, the hospitality, it's something that as Canadians we look forward to.
Journalists and tourism workers alike are gushing with zeal from the networking opportunities and information that the marketplace provides.
It's great. It's one-stop shopping. It's also a chance to put a face to a name. A lot of these destinations I've traveled to, but I've only communicated with the people by email, so it's really nice to make the connection and to get the updated information. So I find it invaluable, and it's fun.
Consumers and visitors, old and new to the travel industry, media and the media marketplace are virtually blown away by the opportunities at their fingertips. Procuring vital information, forging crucial connections, and discovering little-known nooks and crannies of the beautiful Caribbean.
Being new to the industry, I love the people, very friendly. Of course, it's a wonderful, we're all selling fun and pleasure. So it's wonderful, and it's very educational for me. I'm learning a lot from the talk this morning about what's happening in the Caribbean, what the tourism boards are doing, and of course I'm meeting some great people from the industry. So it's very pleasurable.
I think it's great. This year we have a lot of media from cross-section. We have online media, magazines, freelancers, newspapers, consumer newspapers, special interests. I spoke to people from a lady from a company called Hat Babyville Travel for families that want to travel with their kids and stuff. And I just think it's a great marketplace for us to be engaged with Toronto and Canadian media, because we have people from the West Coast as well, magazines and online from the West Coast. So I think it's great.
We're able to see what the different tourism boards are offering. We are learning that a lot of them are engaging, with the travel industry to have direct flights, which usually is a hurdle to travel through the United States, for a lot of the tourists. So right now, it's interesting to find out that the primary focus is to have direct flights to the different, Caribbean destinations.
Well, the marketplace is certainly heaven on earth for the journalists passionate about the Caribbean. And even before it's over, there's hardly time for them to come down back to earth before some among them get the ultimate compliment. Awards from the CTO for helping spread the warmth of the Caribbean to and through Canada. The awards incorporate newspaper, magazine, and online articles, print and broadcast pieces, and photography. Of course, the best of the best.